It's kind of windy in here, man. No, but I actually got a chance to watch the Tommy Avalone documentary. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Tommy Avalone. I actually got a chance to watch the I Love You Hate Me documentary. It was actually great. I feel anyone who was born in the 90s to early 2000s to actually watch the film. The film is not really saying that Barney was bad and it was just rumors, like it made it a bad show. No, Barney was very successful. It's like I said this in the 90s and 2000s, but basically in the documentary is just trying to hit the aspect of what made Barney become a target. So when I was looking at the blogs saying, oh, Barney had like drugs, those were false rumors. Cause even everybody from the documentary said no, the show was fun. Everybody had fun on the show. It was a family environment. Also touching on that, Barney, like I said, it's not going anywhere. And for the therapists who were back in the day saying, oh, your child is addicted to Barney, you're not actually right. So it's always a difference to look up to someone and be addicted to them, which is a thing called stan, but it's like I said, Barney was very successful. Tommy Avalone, he was just trying to say, even when at his time coming up, he used to hate on the character, but he was trying to wonder why would a lot of kids love Barney, and Barney just touched on those topics of love. Like, you have to love everybody. It's like respect. People say, I want my respect from you. You have to earn respect to get it, But going back to Barney, right? Like, everybody in today's society doesn't live in Barney's world. Like, we're not always going to love each other. We're not going to have the same opinions on everything. But not saying in the kids' world, this is actually what the world needs. If you look at today's world, and I even said it before, like in some videos prior, racism, killing, shootings, it's because some of these people in their life, some of these people, they don't have love. They don't have a mentor. They don't have anybody like in their life, like whether it be their family. Whereas Barney, I understand, like, he came up a lot, 90s and 2000s, man. I'm tired of seeing Barney. Why is Barney getting more love instead of me for my children? It was someone in the documentary, he actually touched on, he didn't like Barney because his daughter was very in love with Barney. He thought at a point it was hypnotizing his child. As Barney reaches out that message, if you're not going to spend time with your kids, then who are the kids going to reach out to? Kids today, they need someone to mentor them throughout life. And it's also something I want to touch on. I felt like John Cena would have been actually good in this documentary, right? And not to bring up wrestling or WWE, but to see one as John Cena. And I remember I did a video on this a while back ago, but to see one like John Cena, when he first came into the WWE, right? He was just took over. He was like the Barney in the Backyard Gang. If y'all looked at the documentary, Barney in the Backyard Gang, it was successful, but it was something missing, and when John Cena came into WWE, yeah, he is a baby face. And for people who don't know what a baby face is, he's a good guy, right? He's a good guy trying to find his place. Years later, once John Cena found his popularity, a lot of kids loved him, right? Even in the beginning, some adults loved him, but then you seen him every week, just doing what he does in the ring, being a hero. And his motto is the same thing. And I'm going to bring up Barney in a little bit. His motto, every time he goes to the ring, never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect. He would pull a salute. A lot of people, a lot of adults, they would even have signs would say, die Cena die, or excuse my language, fuck you Cena, while kids are looking and saying, why are you hating John Cena? Like, he's a hero. John Cena does the Make-A-Wish Foundations, which is something Barney did a lot. Like, behind the scenes, Barney was a lot in hospitals back then with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Is what the same thing John Cena has done. I'm pretty sure it has been John Cena frat parties but we never had a documentary on that. I'm pretty sure it's people on with YouTube videos who saying burning John Cena merchandise, destroying John Cena toys, because at a point in time, John Cena was shoved down people's throats in a way that he wasn't being accepted. But he has always said in his promos, no matter how much you hate me, he will always do his job, what he has to do. So I understand why Cheryl Leach, why she didn't want to be in this film, and even Patrick Leach with the situations, but at the end of the day, you can never take away from Barney's phenomenal achievements that he's done, whether it was like on TV, outside of TV, charity events. So Cheryl Leach, she definitely is deserves all her accolades. But transitioning back, it's like I mentioned, like the John Cena thing, if I didn't touch on everything, that thing of you being out here and you're shoved down our throats, a child is not looking at it that way, like, oh, he's not being shoved down our throats, he's here to fight for me, he's a hero, I love what he done, he's taking the time out his day to come and see me, which is the same thing Barney does. I'm pretty sure the production team for Barney, they would take out their time in their personal schedule to go and see children at St. Jude's Hospital, any hospital, go to the Bronx to poor families, which is something I felt like the documentary should have touched on, because it's like, even when I got kind of older, right, I was still seeing, like, in the hospitals, like, a lot of Barney merchandise. Like, that's what calmed the kid down, whereas, any other, like, toy they weren't interested in. And we're gonna switch again. I know we switching back to John Cena a lot, but at the same time, right, you have to look, like, for example, John Cena was a replacement. He was fresh in the WWE, and a lot of people probably didn't respect John Cena a lot because they felt he was a replacement of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was a replacement of The Rock, and that's because his popularity, it just took by storm. He was the face of WWE the same way Barney was the face of PBS. Yes, a lot of people didn't know that Barney had a big run. He was definitely killing Sesame Street's in the ratings when he came. So from the 90s and 2000s, that is a run, which is why I say a lot of people can't have a run like Barney did. It was just so big. But you have to understand, when it's something for your kid, that's gonna make them well-being and well off, how could you hate that? But I'm actually glad that this documentary, it touched on the aspects. Even being a Mattel partner, it's like I told y'all, Barney is definitely coming back. It's something that today's society is missing, and back then it was pop culture. A lot of people had the concept of being cool. In the 90s, everything was cool, so it was a lot of people who were Barney fans, but when they got to school, it was like you're anti-Barney now because I'm around my friends and it makes it cool. But in today's society, I don't think a lot of people cares. A lot of people are bringing up nostalgic figures. Even talking to some people be like, yeah, Barney he's one of my top 5, Mr. Rogers, like shows like that. So yes, I understand it annoyed a lot of people, but look how many people it actually helped. Children, I remember going to a hospital, I had like some Barney DVDs, and I gave it to one of the ladies at the hospital. This was in New York, and I just asked her, I sent her an email saying, how the video is going for the kids. She said it actually was successful. It was a kid, he didn't speak at all, but once he started to play those Barney DVDs, the child would sing the songs. So it kind of amazes me, and it made me feel happy in a way, like, wow, Barney still can bring a positive impact from an old generation to a new generation. And I understand, yes, you need to tweak things around because not everybody in today's society is happy, and that's not is how it should be. It's a balance in life. It's like Steve, I'm glad he was in this film. He said nothing about Barney was broken. Barney was always happy, but he was a mirror. Barney was a mirror of what you didn't like about yourself. So whoever didn't get a chance to watch the I Love You You Hate Me documentary. I definitely advise you to watch it. It's going to touch on nostalgic figures, and tell me, like, what did you actually like about Barney? What did you hate about Barney? Like, if, like, when it does come back, or like what things should change, with the character. But it's been very successful. I'm supposed to be talking to Ricky Carter. Ricky Carter, he was one of the original people on Barney and Friends. I'm actually friends with him on Instagram. We're actually gonna have an interview to talk about this. But it's like I said, I actually enjoyed this documentary, man. Please, guys, let me know how you feel about the documentary. Put it in the comments below, and have a good one.